Does the Tesla Model X need to exist when compared to the brand spanking new Tesla Model YL? Now, I've got an interesting take to this. So if you saw my video just the other day on the Model YL specs, I'll pop it up on the screen now if you haven't already. Tesla just unleashed this new Model YL, and that's L for long wheelbase, to enable the monster change the families have been demanding from Tesla, well, for some time. This being a stretched Model Y, creating a new affordable 6-seat SUV that's basically a Model X for those of us who don't fancy flogging our organs to afford one. At almost half the price is this China exclusive take on a 6-seat Model Y, about to make the Model X obsolete, especially with the Model X already dwindling sales over the past year. Or is it just the hype talking? Personally, and you may think that I'm crazy for this, but I actually see both the Model S and X actually lasting a lot longer than you think. And that's for one reason that no one else seems to be mentioning, and it should be obvious when I do make that case. But for now, head to head, buckle up, because we're about to dive into a comparison that will hopefully drive this debate, and let's compare specs, the practicality, and just the sheer audacity of these two family haulers to find out which one's worth your hard-earned cash, and whether the Model YL could actually kill off Tesla's luxury flagship by just pure accident. Or is it an accident? So if you haven't already, I'd appreciate if you could just like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Let's set the stage. Tesla's Model YL dropped in China like a budget-friendly bombshell, and reportedly racking up over 30,000 orders just on one day, and make that a reported 130,000 orders now, because apparently everyone in Shanghai apparently needs 6 seats for their mates, kids, and mates' kids, whoever. It's 180 millimeters longer than a standard Model Y, with a wheelbase stretched to 3,040 millimeters, giving it a proper family-friendly footprint. And that's going to start at 330,000 yuan, or about $47,000, £37,000. And it's going to be a steal compared to the Model X, which kicks in at $99,000, or roughly £70,000. And that skyrockets to $121,630, £98,000 for the plaid version. That would easily outrun your Nan's mobility scooter, and giving a Rambo a good run for its money. The Model X has been Tesla's luxury poster child since 2015, with those iconic falcon wing doors, but sadly the vehicle has been aging gracefully in terms of sales as they feather down, and the recent refresh, or lick of paint should we say for a better phrase, hasn't really driven any extra hype to it recently. Meanwhile, the Model YL, that has completely got the internet in a bit of a tiz, and this is currently a China exclusive, and across the globe Tesla fans everywhere are hyped for its release, so much so that people think this could be the end to the Model X. And our boy Elon Musk, in his infinite wisdom, says that the Model YL might not ever hit the US though. But why, you may ask? Because of autonomy? Therefore, cutting the long story short, why can't they both exist? The Model YL for space, affordability and autonomy, the Model X and S, to throw it in there, can exist as the ultimate Tesla driver's car. After all, they're fun to drive, fast, and offer a range of comfort. So in an autonomy world, for those that want to drive, you can acquire the luxury driver's experience in the S and the X. So that's actually kind of the actual conclusive point. But as of now, it's time to do the comparison work between the two. That's price, performance, and practicality, to see if the YL is the family EV that we've been begging for so long. The Model X, could that then be discarded? If you made it this far, it's time for the main event, the specs face-off. First up, price. So from the prices in China, the Model YL starts at an equivalent of $47,000, though to expect it to be a few thousand more than the all-wheel drive long-range Model Y at present. So if it is announced for US markets, we could be looking at as low as the 50,000 mark, or mid £50,000 for the UK market. So that's pretty much Hyundai Santa Fe money. The Model X, you're shelling out $99,000 or £100,000 for the base model, and the plaid version hits $114,000 or £100,000. So for context, if you haven't worked it out, you could pretty much buy 2 Model YLs for 1 Model X, and this makes it an easy victory for the Model YL. So is the Model X actually twice the car? Let's dig deeper. Performance, the YL's no slouch. It's going to hit 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds with roughly 370 horsepower. And that's decent enough to embarrass a BMW X3 at the lights. The Model X base does 3.8 seconds with about 670 horsepower, but the Plaid, oh mate, 2.5 seconds, 1020 horsepower. It will pin you to the seat faster than a tax bill landing. And if you're the sort of person who needs to feel like you're in a SpaceX rocket maybe, the Model X wins performance hands down. Range is a tighter race. The YL should offer around 327 miles EPA, which is cracking for a 6-seater despite the extra weight. The Model X gives you 352 miles EPA for the base or 326 miles EPA for the Plaid. That said, the YL is more efficient, sipping electrons at 125 mpge compared to the X's 100 mpge. So basically, the YL could stretch a pint all night, whereas the X is going to chug it a bit faster. So the Model X wins range, but the Model YL is going to win on efficiency. Seating though is where the YL starts to flex some of its new upgrades. Its 6-seat with the second row captain's chairs are redesigned for comfort with thigh supports and cooling/heated ventilated seats. The Model X though is going to offer 5 to 6 or the 7-seat configuration without added thigh support and ventilation that the YL does offer. But the YL can't match the accessibility of the X thanks to that unrivaled falcon wing door setup. Therefore, I'm going to call it a draw with a distinct personal choice here making up the wow factor. For cargo, the Model X is going to edge it out with 2,600 litres max versus the YL with 2,100 litres when folded flat. But the YL's seats can actually fold flat electronically to offer a proper van-like space, perfect for hauling IKEA loot. Towing, the X is going to pull £5,000, whereas the YL is going to manage 3,500. Not bad, but the Model X is going to have the upper hand. Tech-wise, they get the exact same FSD hardware now. You do get the extra head-up display in the Model X there in front of you, the way steering wheel is, but you also get the new revised screen in the Model YL in the front and also the rear. So the YL has a new funky 18-speaker audio system, but it doesn't have the active noise cancelling like the Model X does for super pleasant audio experience, blocking out unnecessary road noise. Plus the suspension setup looks great in the Model YL, but it's probably going to be better in the Model X. Tech-wise, I actually have to give it to the Model X slightly, but feel free to argue this one in the comments below, especially if I've missed something. So before we round up the score for the conclusion, beyond the specs, who are these cars for? Well, the Model YL, if it's not obvious, it's going to be your pragmatic, good value choice that's actually going to be easy on the eyes, 6 proper seats this time around, and a boot that can swallow a family's worth of kit, but crucially at a price that doesn't actually require a second mortgage. It's no wonder that the Chinese consumers are snapping this up over the Model X. It's efficient, it's practical, and it doesn't look quite so tankish as the Model X does, and it sacrifices those iconic falcon doors. But it's not perfect. No, against the Model X, it's expected to offer lower range, weaker towing, slower 0 to 60 performance, a weaker audio setup, and a less effective suspension setup, and there's less seating configurations that you can have. Will that deter users at all? Absolutely not, because even if it's 90% of the Model X capabilities in those areas, it's at half the price. It literally sells itself. The Falcon doors and the Plaid power is a brilliant case of class that the Model X has to offer, but at £100,000 minimum, that's almost 2 Model YLs. I still can't get by the fact that how cheap the Model YL offering is for what it has in store. The X still has its premium niche take, and it comes with a premium price tag too. For those who do need speed or they love the Falcon doors, but for most families, that YL looks like the smarter buy. If only we could just bloody get our hands on it. So to conclude, the Model X will always be an important car for Tesla. Tipped as the driver's car, the Model YL will be the more affordable and more accessible alternative to the Model X. That will help with the sales now, but also with Tesla's autonomy push, especially around Europe. Therefore, the Model YL is going to be the sensible choice for 6 seats, decent range, and Tesla's tech that doesn't break the bank. is currently a Tesla EV that families have wanted from Tesla for some time. The Model X will cater for those that just want to focus on driving, the luxury, and care less about the price tag. But if Tesla does bring the Model Y L to the UK or the US, it could be a game changer. Until then, we're pretty much just stuck dreaming about it. So, do you think that the YL is a better choice than the Model X? YL for budget win or X for the ultimate driving experience? Please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out the links in the video description. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.